It's a heartbreaking moment. A grandchild leans away from a hug. A loved one opens a window right after you enter a room. A subtle shift in posture, a faint wrinkle of the nose. No one says anything directly. No one tells you what you've started to suspect. But something has changed. It's not your imagination, and it's not about being unclean. It's something no one warned you about, a silent change that sneaks up as the years go by. A change that doesn't show in the mirror, but announces itself in the air around you. The truth: there's a particular scent that develops as we age, a scent that 99% of older adults can't detect on themselves, but others can. This article is not about shame, it's about clarity, and it's about control. Because this specific, often misunderstood body odor isn't a result of neglect or poor hygiene, it's a biological byproduct of aging. And more importantly, it's fixable. Not with expensive sprays or miracle lotions, but with one simple change most people never consider. What if the root of that odor could be traced to a single overlooked area of your body? And what if you could regain confidence, closeness, and comfort just by cleaning it the right way? For decades, this truth has been hidden behind silence, social discomfort, and embarrassment. Today, we break that silence. If you or someone you love is over 60, this might be the most important senior hygiene insight you'll read this year. Because the cost of ignoring it isn't just physical, it's emotional. Relationships suffer, connection fades, isolation begins. But that doesn't have to be your story. The biological shift no one talks about. Aging changes everything: how we move, how we sleep, how we digest food. But one of the most surprising and rarely discussed changes is how we smell. Not in the sense of perfume or deodorant, but in the scent your body naturally produces. It turns out there's a very real biological transformation that occurs between the ages of 50 and 70, and it affects how our skin, sweat, and body oils interact with the environment. 3 key changes are primarily responsible. 1. Reduced sweating. Younger adults typically produce about 1 quart of sweat per day. Sweat may be unpleasant in youth, but it serves an essential function. It carries toxins, bacteria, and waste products out of the body. As we age, our sweat glands become less active. By the time we hit our 60s, sweat production can fall by more than 50%. That might seem like a benefit, but less sweat means fewer toxins are being released, and instead they begin to accumulate on the surface of the skin. These stagnant waste products become a food source for bacteria, creating a subtle yet noticeable odor that clings to the skin and clothing. 2. Changes in sebum composition. Sebum is the oily substance your skin produces to stay moisturized. Around the age of 50, its composition begins to change. It starts producing a compound called 2-nonenal, which has a distinctly greasy, grassy scent. In a study published by the Japan Research Institute, scientists found that the presence of 2-nonenal significantly increased in individuals over the age of 60. Younger individuals had almost no trace of it, suggesting this compound is uniquely tied to the aging process. Unlike regular body odors, this one cannot be masked by perfumes. It binds to fabrics and lingers long after you've bathed. 3. Oral changes and dry mouth saliva production also drop significantly with age, sometimes by as much as 60%. This leads to a dry mouth, which creates a perfect environment for bacteria to flourish. As these bacteria break down food particles and proteins, they release sulfur-containing gases, one of the main causes of persistent bad breath in older adults. Even if you brush daily, a dry mouth can silently sabotage your cleanliness and affect how people respond to you during conversations. These biological factors combine in ways that are subtle but powerful. The result isn't necessarily offensive, but it's distinct and often emotionally impactful. People may not tell you outright, but they notice. And over time, their behavior changes. The spot almost everyone misses now. Here's the part that nearly everyone overlooks. While many older adults maintain regular bathing habits, they often don't realize that the location of their cleaning matters just as much as frequency. The single most common source of age-related odor, the back of the neck. This area is a prime breeding ground for odor-producing bacteria for several reasons. It's rarely scrubbed with intention. It's difficult to see or reach, especially with reduced mobility. It collects oils, dead skin, and sebum, including 2-nonenal in high concentrations. Hair at the nape of the neck traps these oils and prevents proper air circulation. Even diligent bathers often rinse this area passively without applying targeted attention. Over time, that neglect leads to an invisible buildup that becomes the epicenter of odor. In many cases, people assume the scent is coming from clothes, shoes, or general aging, but the real culprit is much smaller and easier to fix than they imagine. Real-life stories that speak louder than statistics. Let's look at two real people who experienced this firsthand. Case 1. Lorraine, age 72. Lorraine was a retired librarian who prided herself on order and cleanliness. Her house was spotless. She bathed every morning and never missed a laundry day. Yet her adult daughter frequently cracked windows during visits, even in winter. One day her granddaughter whispered, "Mom, Grandma's room always smells weird." Lorraine was devastated. After a consultation, she learned about 2-nonenal and the importance of cleaning behind the neck. She began using a warm, damp washcloth and fragrance-free soap every morning to scrub the area gently for 30 seconds. Within 2 weeks, her daughter visited and for the first time in months didn't reach for the window latch. Case 2. Gerald, age 69. Gerald lived alone after his wife passed away. Though he maintained his home and hygiene well, he noticed that visitors, including his pastor and neighbors, rarely stayed long. A friend finally confided, "You're clean, Gerald, but there's this scent." At first he was angry and embarrassed, but then he did his own research and discovered that aging skin can emit compounds that young noses are more sensitive to. He followed advice to target neglected areas, especially the back of the neck, and changed his pillowcases twice a week. Within a month, not only had the smell faded, but he also felt more energetic and noticed people staying longer during visits. What science confirms? The science behind this phenomenon isn't new, it's just not well publicized. In a peer-reviewed article published in the Journal of Investigative Dermatology, researchers found a direct correlation between increased 2-nonenal concentration in elderly individuals and the presence of persistent lingering body odor. The compound binds to fabrics, is resistant to typical soap and perfume, and requires targeted cleansing to reduce. Another study by the Monell Chemical Senses Center in the U.S. observed that while most people associate body odor with poor hygiene, the odor associated with aging was perceived differently. It wasn't necessarily worse, it was just distinct, and it had a powerful subconscious impact on how others reacted to older individuals, even in emotionally neutral settings. A practical step-by-step fix. Now that you understand the root of the issue, here's what you can do starting today. Step 1. Use warm water and mild soap daily. Skip the hot showers that dry out your skin. Use a warm cloth and apply gentle, fragrance-free soap to the back of your neck. Massage the area for 30 seconds, making sure to rinse and pat dry. Step 2. Pay attention to adjacent areas. Don't neglect the area behind the ears and the upper back. These spots also accumulate oil and sebum and are often missed during regular bathing. Step 3. Update your laundry habits. Collars of shirts, scarves, and pillowcases trap 2-nonenal. Wash these items more frequently, ideally change pillowcases twice a week, and rotate shirts daily. Choose cotton and breathable fabrics over synthetics. Step 4. Clean your hairline. Properly, when shampooing, use your fingertips to gently massage the scalp and neck hairline, especially if you have longer or thicker hair. Step 5. Let air circulate. Air out your sleeping area and frequently use rooms. A fresh environment supports a fresh body. Even 10 minutes of open windows twice a day can dramatically reduce lingering odors. The lifestyle shift that restores freshness and confidence. Body odor linked to aging is not just a skin-level issue, it's a whole-body conversation, and the most effective solutions go beyond soap and water. Your lifestyle choices play a powerful role in determining how your body processes waste and how much of that internal burden is released through your skin. Let's look at 5 key lifestyle habits that directly influence senior body odor, supported by both anecdotal evidence and clinical research. Affirm 1. Hydration as a daily cleansing tool. Water is your body's internal rinse cycle. It helps your kidneys filter out waste and prevents toxins from being excreted through the skin. Older adults, however, often drink less water than needed, either out of habit, medication, side effects, or reduced thirst signals. Drinking warm water, particularly first thing in the morning, stimulates your internal organs and encourages gentle detoxification. Just 1 glass before breakfast can jumpstart your system. Aging adults should aim for at least 6 8-ounce glasses of water a day. But instead of drinking large amounts all at once, it's more beneficial to sip steadily throughout the day. Real-life example. Harold, age 76. Harold began replacing his morning coffee with warm water and lemon. Not only did he report feeling more alert, but after 2 weeks, his daughter commented that he smelled cleaner and more open without realizing what had changed. 2. Smart movement in sunlight. Physical activity isn't just for cardiovascular health. A short walk, especially in mild natural sunlight, encourages light sweating, which helps eliminate toxins and refreshes the skin. Sunlight itself has antibacterial properties that support skin clarity and health. A gentle 15 to 20-minute walk each morning or evening improves circulation and lifts mood, 2 critical elements that support healthy skin function. Clinical insight. A 2019 study published in Frontiers in Physiology found that light exercise in older adults reduced oxidative stress markers in the skin and bloodstream, which are linked to increased 2-nonenal production. Simply put, moving your body helps reduce the source of aging odor at its root. 3. Diet, the power of fresh from within. If your body is a machine, food is the fuel. And the cleaner the fuel, the less waste it produces. Highly processed, greasy, or low-fiber foods slow digestion, promote fermentation in the gut, and increase the risk of waste exiting through the skin. Antioxidant-rich foods such as apples, tomatoes, blueberries, brown rice, and leafy greens combat oxidation, a major contributor to the breakdown of cells and the production of odor-causing byproducts. Garlic, despite its strong initial scent, has powerful antibacterial and antioxidant properties, Once digested, it can reduce odor-producing bacteria and support internal cleansing. Hydrating produce like cucumbers, pears, and melons flush out waste efficiently through the urinary system, minimizing what's left to exit via the skin. Real-life example, Miriam, age 70. After introducing more fiber-rich meals and cutting back on processed meat, Miriam noticed her skin not only felt clearer, but her grandson stopped offering her a mint every time they hugged. "I didn't change my soap," she said. "I changed my plate." 4. Mouth care that changes everything. One of the most underestimated sources of aging-related odor is the mouth. Dry mouth caused by reduced saliva is a breeding ground for bacteria that produce volatile sulfur compounds. These are responsible for halitosis or chronic bad breath. 3 powerful tools to combat this. Brush after every meal, not just morning and night. Focus on the gum line and back of the mouth where odor-causing bacteria thrive. Scrape your tongue each morning. Up to 90% of oral bacteria reside here and are not removed by brushing alone. Chew sugar-free gum with xylitol to naturally stimulate saliva and keep your mouth hydrated. Supporting insight. In a 2020 oral health survey among seniors aged 65 to 85, those who included tongue scraping and midday brushing in their routine experienced a 45% decrease in reported bad breath compared to those who only brushed twice daily. Additionally, avoid alcohol-based mouthwash, which dries the mouth further. Choose a mild alcohol-free rinse that supports the mouth's natural ecosystem. 5. Clean surroundings that support a clean body. Even with flawless hygiene and excellent health habits, if your environment harbors odors, those smells will transfer back to your skin and clothes. Here's what matters most. Change underwear and socks daily. Cotton is preferable as it allows the skin to breathe and absorb sweat effectively. Wash pillowcases and sheets weekly. Your head and body shed oils and dead skin during sleep. This material accumulates and produces odor over time. Rotate shoes and air them out. Shoes trap moisture. Give each pair a break and sprinkle baking soda inside overnight to absorb smells. Air out your room twice a day. Open windows for at least 10 minutes in the morning and evening. Fresh air prevents odors from settling and improves mood and clarity. Unexpected culprit: upholstered furniture, chairs, recliners, and even hats and scarves absorb skin oils, hair products, and sweat. Wipe them down regularly, use removable covers, and wash soft fabrics weekly. Sprinkle baking soda and vacuum fabric furniture once a month for lasting freshness. Conclusion: freshness isn't a luxury, it's a right. Let's be clear, smelling different as we age is not a personal failure. It's not a mark of laziness or poor hygiene. It is a normal biological shift, just like wrinkles, gray hair, or slowed metabolism. But unlike some aspects of aging, this one is completely within your control. You don't need expensive perfumes. You don't need embarrassment. What you need is knowledge, awareness, and consistent small actions that respect the powerful body you've lived in all these years. Your scent should reflect who you truly are: clean, clear, vibrant, and connected. We've walked through the science. We've shared real-life stories. You've learned how the body changes, how sweat and oil shift, how mouth bacteria multiply, and how even furniture and fabric play a role in what others notice. You've also learned how hydration, nutrition, movement, oral care, and targeted washing, especially of the back of the neck, can make a profound difference in just days or weeks. These aren't cosmetic fixes. They're acts of self-respect. They invite hugs that linger, conversations that flow, and closeness that feels safe and joyful again. Remember James, who used to sit in the corner during family dinners, out of fear of judgment. He's now laughing with his grandchildren at the center of the table. Remember Lorraine, whose daughter no longer avoids her room? That's the power of these changes. It's never too late. You are never too old to feel clean, loved, and proud of your presence. If this article offered you clarity, encouragement, or insight, consider subscribing to the Longevity Secret channel on YouTube. There we bring practical, science-backed guidance for vibrant aging, helping you feel stronger, fresher, and more connected every day. Like this article, share it with someone you care about. Let's change the way we age together.